23 minutes to 8. Now, we often hear in the news about teenage drinking and the problems it causes, but today it's youngsters themselves who are warning of the dangers. Teenagers in North East Lincolnshire have created alcohol awareness adverts to be shown in schools and on the internet. The 6-week-long project has had the backing of a media company, the police and the local authority. Tara Welsh went along to see the final versions of the videos.
We made an advert about the effects of alcohol and making people more aware of the dangers of alcohol. And we've done interviews with real people from like the police to alcoholics.
Liver problems and I've got bladder problems as well through drinking. I don't think that nothing's going to come of it because it can do. And I've seen people die from drink and drugs, so.
My name's Tom Hughes. I'm a project coordinator for TV4Change. TV4Change is a big lottery-funded media project that's part of Channel 7, and it's all about sort of getting communities involved. We've been working with young people to sort of teach them media skills, so they've been learning all about how to use the cameras and how to use sound equipment. But on top of that, how to interview people as well. So each week we've had different guests come in from different organisations to talk to the group about certain issues, and then they sort of then they're interviewed by the kids.
My name is Marcus and I'm 11. I've learned that too much alcohol can kill you, and how your liver can get alcohol out of your system.
We saw in a video a clip of you trying on some beer goggles that are designed to make you feel like you're drunk, and it was quite funny. What did you have to do?
What I had to do with the beer goggles on and without the beer goggles on was I had to stand one-legged and put my foot pointing out 15 centimetres off the floor for 30 seconds, but I only did it for 10 seconds. And then when I put the big holes on, I couldn't do it for 2 seconds. It was because it was like, even though your vision was blurred, it just felt like a whole, like, even though it was just really hard to do anything.
My name is Chloe and I'm 13 years old. All I knew is that it messed with your brain and it can ruin people. Well, I've got a younger brother and sister, so I'll definitely be speaking to them when they're older about it.
Has it put you off drinking at all?
A little bit, yeah. Well, I didn't really drink much anyway, but I'll definitely be aware in the future.
Justin, 15.
And how surprised were you about the effects that alcohol had on those people?
I was very surprised because some people, by having liver problems, twitchiness, I won't drink now.
At all?
Well, sometimes, special occasions, but not every day.
Some of those taking part in a pioneering project in North East Lincolnshire. We'll hear more from the team behind this new approach to warning young people about the dangers of alcohol a little later in the programme, just after 8 o'clock this morning. Across the river in North East Lincolnshire, teenagers are now working together to warn other youngsters about the dangers of drink. They've been taking part in workshops and making alcohol awareness videos with help from the police, the local authority and a media firm. The videos will be shown in schools and on websites. Alex is 21 and was involved in making one of the adverts. He says he's learned a lot about the dangers of alcohol and has gained new skills.
It's given me an insight into different things to do with like alcohol, the bad and the good, and it's also given me an insight into media as well, and the kind of things I can do if I wanted to.
Well, more on this in just a moment. Earlier we heard from Nick Metcalfe. The team behind the pilot scheme in North East Lincolnshire is in our Grimsby studio now. James Cartwright from Humberside Police and Tom Hughes and Chris Johnson, who work for media company TV4Change. Good morning to you all. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning.
Good morning, Andy.
James, first from a police point of view, what was the idea behind this scheme then?
Well, we're always looking for new ways to talk to engage with and to involve young people across the area. We've seen in the past, and we've been on this show to talk about in the past, the Sport Links project, which aims to keep young people active through positive sporting activities. And this, if you like, is the next evolution of the services that we'll be able to provide through that sort of resource.
Just hearing there from Nick Metcalf from the youth offending team in Hull talking about peer pressure. I mean, how important is that youngsters see what their peers are doing and take a lead from them?
It's greatly important. I mean, you see examples all across the country of where certain people lead, others will follow because they think it's cool and they don't necessarily know any differently. And that in itself is one of the main aims of the pilot that we've just done here, to try and look at not educating but certainly highlighting the dangers of both long-term and short-term effects of alcohol. But more importantly, working with young people on that to try and get their perspective and try and get their key messages out of it to then help others.
What will you do now? Will you sort of look at the figures and see if it's having an impact on perhaps antisocial behaviour, on crime and so forth?
Yeah, to a certain extent, but I think, to be honest, I think what we need to do from here is look at just how effective this has been in terms of what the young people will get out of it. Let's not forget, this wasn't just about producing a video, it was also about giving the young people an initial qualification in some form of media. So the hope is not only will it produce some decent messages, some hard-hitting messages for other young folks, but it will also give those that take part in it the desire to maybe go on and further their studies, further their qualifications in the media environment.
Let's talk about the media now. Tom Hughes and Chris Johnson, who work for TV4Change. Tell us a bit about the videos and how do the youngsters produce these?
Okay, so the videos the two groups made, the whole project, we decided to come up with a way that the youngsters could sort of take police messages that they've heard over and over again, but try and sort of fashion them into a way that they can make them into a film or something like that they could take ownership of and research into, and then produce something that they could show to their friends. And
so the whole idea really was the ideas came from the young people, and then they got the experience of putting the film together and the whole production process, and that's what came out in the end result. And now they get the chance to promote these films via the internet and social networking sites and things like that, and obviously on our website TV4Change.co.uk.
And having Humberside Police and the Young People Support Service on board meant that there was professionals on hand to help with sort of facts and figures and any information about the research that they needed to find. So it's been a really good partnership.
That's say they also got a chance to make their own sort of film as well, with getting the experience on camera and editing and things like that.
What are the reaction from the youngsters then? Because, I mean, I guess if you sit youngsters down in a classroom with desks and tell them, look, alcohol can be bad for you if you drink too much of it, you'll get a different reaction to saying, look, we want you to make your own film, we want you to help you do this. What reaction did you get from them?
Well, I think that's exactly the point. I think the whole aim of this project was to make it very interactive and make it so that the young people could take complete ownership of this. There was no desks involved, nothing. No one was sat behind any kind of computers or anything. It was all about sort of engaging with them, getting them, giving them the facts, giving them the info that they needed, and then sort of working with them to develop their skills so that they knew what they needed to do in order to produce these films at the end of it.
I think that's got to be the key as well. I know how I'd react if someone was trying to tell me what to do and what not to do with my Friday and Saturday night. And there were some members of the group that were of an age where they were going out with their friends on a Friday and Saturday. They were maybe dabbling in having a drink. The laid back, the relaxed way we've developed it, the way that it was all delivered, all we've done is simply give them the tools and the key messages, and it's hit home from their perspective, and this is what they've come up with.
It is a pilot project, as I mentioned in the introduction. Can you see this being rolled out elsewhere?
Yes, certainly. I mean, we're extremely pleased with the difference in the young people from start to finish, the way they've taken it on board, and the quality of what's been produced with the change has certainly put us in a position where we need to look at where this can go next.
All right, and you mentioned, Tom and Chris, that the videos are up there on the website, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right.
They're online now. So they're on at www.tv4change.co.uk. On the homepage, there's a link in the top left-hand corner for young carers media workshops.
Yeah, so there's a whole range of films on there about local organisations and things like that. So, and if anyone wants to get in touch with us about promoting their services, then give us a call.
Okay, and details on your website, obviously.
That's right.
All right. Thank you all for coming in. Thanks for your time this morning. There you go. James Cartwright from Humberside Police, Tom Hughes and Chris Johnson working for media company TV4Change. The website tv4change.co.uk if you want to find out a bit more. Thank you. It's 8:15. Elsewhere in the news this morning, Libya's new leaders have pledged to work for reconciliation and stability.
And maybe Thanks, Andy, and good morning.
No problems in East Yorkshire or northern Lincolnshire. No delays on the East Coast main line so far this morning. At Humberside Airport, mid-morning flights checking in on time, and the ferries are in, the Pride of York and the Pride of Rotterdam at Hull's Ferry Port. Sarah Cruddas has today's weather forecast.